spoons are better than forks. On the Venn diagram of what each can do, I posit that spoons could perform on par with forks for all but the stappiest of tasks, but the converse is not true. Am I lying with statistics or possibly cherry-picking examples to make an entertaining argument? Yes, but this isn't a peer-reviewed YouTube video. A spoon can stand in for a fork, but a fork can't be a spoon. Has this ever happened to you? Probably not, but just go with it for the sake of the bit. You're ravenously hungry, redundancy amplifies intensity, and you only have one can of soup. So you rip up the lid, grateful that it doesn't require a can opener. Turn to grab an implement to assist in liquid consumption, but I met with a barren drawer only containing forky? No, this isn't Toy Story, a fork! And collapse to the floor, cursing the fact that you have no spoons, crying yourself to sleep, clutching the uneaten can of soup.
There is no spoon.
Of course not. You put the can down before slumping to the floor like a normal person. But this reenactment is meant to demonstrate the inferiority of the somehow more popular but less useful multi-pronged eating implement. How do we set the table? Knife and fork. No! Start over. Spoon and optional other spoon. Because most of the time I don't need to cut things. I have a lot of forks because they came with the set. But if I had to take one utensil with me to a desert island, it would be a spoon. I wrote Desert Island in my script, because I was expecting soft puddings and cakes on my hypothetical, but a knife might be good for survival. I didn't think this through. Well, one utensil to take with me to a civilized desert island has restaurants and prepared food. So essentially just the Maldives? Maybe. Soup is an obvious candidate for a spoon, but it doesn't stop there. Yogurt, oatmeal, ice cream, peanut butter straight from the jar. We all know to use a spoon. Please don't tell me you eat ice cream with a fork. But also rice and beans. The rice can slip right through the tines of a fork. And if it's a saucy rice dish, you end up with all these grains to chase around. Easily corralled with a spoon. Or two. And would you use a fork for mashed potatoes? No, it just feels wrong to go stabbing those delicate white pillows of potatoey goodness. I have to give a point to the fork for superior poking power. Remember when Facebook had poking? They should have added mega poke with a fork emoji to mega annoy people. Hey, they come in handy when cutting, but it's not impossible with a spoon. It just takes a little more pressure. Like the looming pressure to come up with video ideas. And even if you did use a fork to help cut, you still end up with all this shrapnel. Perfect job for a spoon. Spoons minimize mess, and a fork is just another thing to clean if you went with the classic 3-implement dining set. They come in handy poking potatoes, but I find you gotta hold on to the potato to get the fork out. And also not stab your fingers. With a sharp knife you can stab away and it comes right out. Yeah, I microwave my baked potatoes, cause it's faster. Don't at me, bro. It's different than the foil-wrapped, cold-roasted classic. So you know you can achieve the same thing indoors. What are you talking about, man? That's a terrible idea. Aside from the smell, it's actually not bad. But do not try this at home. I'm a trained idiot who's blown up many microwaves. Yeah, you can't stab a bite, but you can always pick it up from the bottom with a spoon. And spoons win hands down when it comes to grapes or peas. Sporks represent the worst kind of compromise. The tines are too short to be a great fork, and the longer they get, they encroach into the bowl of the spoon, which is the defining feature of a spoon. This thing is a nice idea, because neither utensil is compromised, but where would you put the handle? Placed on one of the ends, it would defeat one of the two purposes, and if you put it in the middle, it would make the whole thing too wide. And whatever this is, I don't know, it's just an abomination. I have a bunch of these because they were free, but I only ever use the spoon part. The plastic prongs of this fork are way too dull to be of any help, and the knife is a joke. So sharp. Nobody's ever been like, I accuse Colonel Mustard of killing Mr. Body in the drawing room with the spoon. Hey Ryan Johnson, I got an idea for a sequel. I hope this video has convinced you to jump on the spoon train and throw some shade at forks. You've been spooned. Not in that way. Anyway. You can't end a video with a prepositional anyway. Oh yeah? Watch me. Technically you ended it with watch me. Not anymore. But I want the last word. Well, you can't have it. Yes, I can. Terminus. No, you can't. Guys, this can't go on forever. Yes, it can. Ha!